to make them multiply. If this world was mine, I'd take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that life. Hit them strictly with the vibe.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Breezy, and you know I love to run my mouth, and I want to run my mouth about All's Fair Season 1, Episode 2. Okay, so it's still good. Like I like it. It's giving, updated melodrama, divorce, what's the people, first wives, kind of clubbish kind of situation, right? But anywho. We now know Chase is wanting this divorce or whatever. Allura hired Dina as her attorney. And somebody forgot to call all of the lawyers, the last one being Carrington. So I guess apparently either you call these attorneys and they will not work with that person, or maybe they just was doing it out of professional courtesy. Because I kind of didn't get that part. Do they actually get to not represent her because she reached out and attempted to retain them? They kind of gave that indication, but didn't know. But anyway, Chase was already in the office. Listen, the way that Carrington talks to all of them is hilarious. Carrington called that lady. When Allura called Carrington, and she said, first of all, the ringtone that Allura heard when calling Carrington was Big Sean, I don't with you. Hey, you little stupid. That is what they're hearing when they call her. And when she picked up, she was like, Carrie. I mean, they call her Car. She said, oh my gosh, it's hilarious. She said, oh, you poor discarded CUM rag. And then, what did she say when she hung up? She said something else to her. But listen, Carrington gives them the blues every time they see her. Standing on business and holding a grudge as a person is definitely Carrington. So Chase has retained her to be his attorney. She already had Dina as her attorney, but she was trying to block it so that he couldn't get the best attorneys in town. Anywho, they stay flying on this jet, child. They are going to this daggone ladies auction. And again, running into Carrington. Carrington just knew that they were going to be there. And actually what it ended up being was Dina set that plan up. They knew she was going to be at that auction. She knew that Allura and them's law office was representing her, and I'm hopping around just in terms of what the thoughts in my mind are. She knew that they were representing her, and she shows up to the auction, and they're selling the lady's jewelry. Did I say that the lady was Judith Light, who used to play Angela on Who's the Boss? They have some high-profile people playing these wives, because I'm going to rewind. This lady this lady comes to them because she previously got a divorce. I don't think that they handled it. She got a divorce, and her husband loaded their business's tax debt and all of that on her, and it all now fell on her. So with the IRS, it looks like she hasn't been paying taxes and doing all of this. He really screwed her over and did her dirty, and she ended up jumping off of their building. At the meeting, told him she was going to vape and jumped off the building. That lady was Elizabeth Berkley, who played Jessie on Saved by the Bell. And she's, of course, been in other stuff. Wasn't she on? I think Elizabeth Berkley was on Grey's Anatomy as well. But anyway, they've had some high-profile people. And that was something that I skipped over. Y'all, when I'm talking and doing these reviews, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give you a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I'm talking to you how I would tell my cousin if we was talking about a show, bits and pieces in here and there. So we're going to talk about everything, but it's going to be kind of like mishmash, pish posh, and hopping around, okay? They go to this auction, and Dina set Carrington up so that she would bid the highest amount at the auction. So the lady's selling some little pendant thing that Dina had told them she wanted, and she gave them this elaborate story about how her husband tried to buy it for her at another auction, and he didn't get it. But all the girls had told her they had wanted it, right? But her plan was that all of them were bidding on it so that Carrington would bid on it. Anywho, child, Dina need her rocks knocked, and the auctioneer said he'll give it to her. But she didn't go for it. She just went to his room and kissed him, but she was finna get done down. But then her conscience hit her. And she went home and told her husband, and he was real lackluster about his response. Like, okay, the guy's handsome, whatever. And I think what we end up finding out later on about his health is the reason why he was acting like that. But it was weird. It was really weird, like his response, And I guess they ended up getting it on later, but whatever. I think it's just so cool. It's so many people in this show though that because the Dina's husband is Ed O'Neill, which was Al Bundy. And as y'all know, I'm going to give y'all, as you can see, I'll give you TV references of where I know these people from. And I'll let you know. That way you know who we're talking about. More and more information is coming out about Chase and all he got going on, honey. So they had to tell her a secret on the plane. She like, we got something to tell you. And then Emerald comes in and has pictures after she had him follow. You'll never believe who he was with. And then Allura walks in. Who was he with? And she was like, Milan. So now, because she said, well, how much worse could it be than affairs with like 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds? So now we're about to see that Chase is probably like a sex addict or something. He just, what they're saying now, he don't know what he doing. He just giving it out, okay? He is really just giving it out and slanging it everywhere because he having affairs with young girls. We done found out he slept with Milan, and then later on we're going to find out some additional details about how he gets down. But yeah, like, this is going to be interesting, them going through a divorce and him doing all of these things, like all of this activity and stuff that they're finding out. And then I'm wondering in his mind, does he really think he's finna get over on her with, first of all the stuff that he's doing, just this little bit that's coming out, and then the fact of who she is, like she's an attorney. Her attorney is a beast of an attorney. And then she has a partner who's a beast as well. Like, why does he think he's gonna get away with this? It's gonna be interesting to see what this fight in court gonna be like. I wanna know, is Dina not working? Because she's Allura's attorney, but she hang around the office like a whole lot. She's helping them work their cases because she goes to the lady who jumped off the building to her ex-husband and basically put the push down on him because she like, bruh, that was fraudulent what you did. I can show you from a forensic accountant to your tracks and trails where you fraudulently transferred your debt to this lady, and that, baby, you'll go to jail and you'll get so much time for this and so much time for the other charge. Like, stop playing with me. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pay these employees and you're gonna put some money in her name and give it to her people because I got the paperwork on you, bruh. Shout out to them for giving a homage to the Queen Bee. They put Kim Kardashian in a lemonade-esque dress, gave her a bat, and in her mind, she drove up on Milan. But that was just her thinking what she would have done. In reality, she pulled up on her and was like, girl, what's really tea? Because you sleeping with my man, sis. And I'm with all the people. Allura is acting way too cool. Like, finding out the information. They said she acted cool on the plane about the affairs with the young girls. Then finding out the information related to him sleeping with Milan. Like, she don't have any reaction. What I will say is Kim Kardashian being blank and not having any emotion, hey, she's doing a great job at that. Because I really was like, girl, are you going to get mad? And that's what everybody else was asking. Like, are you getting mad because your husband got a whole lot of going on? And then she goes in the house and she's talking to Milan and she like, I want to know why. And if you were me, because Milan basically said she wanted her life. She saw how she was living, so she went with it, and he basically seduced her and conned her into going along with it. I guess he wanted it. He apparently he's a sex addict or he just like to give it out, but he bought her a house and all this, so he just doing all of the things as far as keeping an affair going on. But she's talking to her like real calm and like, so what do you think I would be asking if I were me? And I'm just like, I'm sorry. Attorney or no attorney, where's your woman outrage? You just found out that your receptionist, this girl who you've taken under your wing, had her sit at your table, help her study for her test for her to take the bar, and you just sashaying in there, you just so calm, you just have questions. Like, yeah, I would have questions, but baby, where's the tears? Where is the cussing? Like, come on now. Come on now. Well, lie, please. You don't let this man get you pregnant. Girl, I cannot. I cannot. And we saw a little emotion from Allura when she said that she was pregnant. So I'm assuming that plays some more into her story. But you was messing with this woman's husband and you let him get you pregnant, girl. I love me some Tiana Taylor, but I really don't know how I feel about this role she's playing. And I know she's acting. Hear me out, though. I ain't here for it, sis. And you saying you a butterfly, but girl, you trying to be like this woman, trying to live pieces of her life. All you had to do was stay the course and do your work. You got to realize this lady is 10 years strong in doing what she's doing to have the life she has. You have to put in the work. That be people's problem. You be seeing what people have as a result of their work, and you want to have that, but you haven't put in your work to get what you're supposed to get, and you can have just as nice things. But no, you went the whole route about it, and that is trifling. All right, y'all. All's fair. Episode 2. Really good. I'm enjoying it. I like little drama stuff like this. Because, baby, they have a lot going on every episode. I'm going to come back with episode 3. And then a new episode comes tomorrow. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for letting me run my mouth. Let me know what y'all think about this episode and what you think about the show. Do you like it so far? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I keep forgetting to tell y'all, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified next time I come to run my mouth. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Be sure to comment. And be sure to come back. Okay?